On today's show, a new EV battery capable of going 2,400 kilometers on one charge, Tesla solar roof coming down under, and a few more stories. Welcome everyone, my name is Chris and this is your show of everything happening in Australia and well, sometimes around the world in the space of renewable technology, EVs and well more. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks for your support, thanks for coming back, and especially to my Patreons, a big shout out to you guys for really supporting this channel for like as little as like a coffee a month. And Angelo, awesome, love your work. He's at the producer level and he gets a shout out every show. Okay, let's get into some news. And actually, before we get into the news, I've got my own news to tell. And well, that is, you know, my Model 3 in first impression video. Well, guess what? Tesla has offered me an opportunity to like have a media loaner for a week in January. So, questions like these, like, will the car be hot in summer? I'll be able to answer them. Very excited. And once again, thanks to Ashley Hill for, loaning out his Model 3 for the day and, well, bringing this story to life. Now, let's get into the news now for real. Okay, first up, the Volvo XC40 Recharge. Yeah, you heard right. It irks me too. Anyway, this will be Volvo's first electric car, which was unveiled a week ago. For those playing along at home, you'll know that this EV is actually based on the standard petrol version, the XC40. Yeah. Now, apart from obviously that closed grille, different wheels, badging, and well, if you could see under the hood, well, frunk, which I'm still going with fruit. I'm going to patent that, trademark pending. Well, it'll be coming our way to Australia in 2020. The XC40 has two electric motors for all-wheel drive and will produce like 300 kilowatts of power, so I guess maybe 150 each. I don't know what the split's going to be, but we'll go with that. And 660 newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 time will be in a swift 4.9 seconds from like a 78 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery pack. Thankfully, unlike another car you'll soon learn about, it will have like an estimated range of 400 kilometers using the WLTP cycle. The XC40 Recharge will be able to accept a, wait for it, okay, a rapid recharge in as little as 40 minutes to 80%. Volvo, really? Recharge? The Mazda MX30, unveiled last week at the Tokyo Motor Show, Mazda has shown off a great looking small SUV which will make a lot of people very happy and, well, even more people perhaps a little sad. Why? Well, let me start with the bad news. I reached out to Mazda Australia who said that the MX30 is not confirmed for Australia, but they are looking closely at it. Now, here's where our Neanderthal politicians are letting us down. What, Chris? How? Well, you see, the MX30 will, after Japan in mid to late 2020, will then, like Mazda will then focus the energy on clean energy countries such as Norway and ship to there. Cue sad music. If our polys do nothing, does this mean that we'll never ever see this car get to here? And is this going to be an indication of what's going to happen to Australia in our near future? Very likely. Yeah, I've said it before. We're going to get all the junk of the world. Meanwhile, other countries get great EVs, lots of choice, and competitive pricing. But let me get into some details here. Mazda is classing this as a small crossover SUV. At just 4.25 meters long, the Mazda has like doors open at a center pillarless freestyle door. Now, if you ask me, that's a term for suicide doors of the old genre, but nonetheless, they can open up to like 80 plus degrees, allowing for easy entry and exit from the car. Now, perhaps worryingly, I think the sad part about this car is a few things. And the first up is its power. It's only got like 105 kilowatts of power packed into that actively cooled 35.5 kilowatt hour battery pack. Yes, I said that correctly. 35.5 kilowatt hour battery pack. So it's expected to have a range of about 200 kilometers. Is that enough? Let me know your thoughts by putting them down below. The Uniti One is one step closer to seeing its way down under, because the maker is actually considering manufacturing facilities in Australia, particularly Adelaide, as a possible location. Whilst details on the exact deal are very, very vague, suggested by news.com.au, they're going with potentially a franchise model. So this cute little EV is Swedish designed and engineered and seats 3 people in a 1-2 arrangement. It has a claim range of 150 kilometers, and for those who loathe to have their cars scratched or dented in car parks, well, fear not. Body panels that are designed to be easily removed to spot for new ones. I like that. So the EV will come with Android Auto OS. That's not Android Auto, the other sort, by the way, just different thing. I haven't yet seen it yet in a car, but they're coming. So packed into the 600 kilogram car is a 50 kilowatt electric motor driving the rear wheels, and I think, as I said before, 150 kilometer range with an optional large battery that can be purchased doubling that range. Doing obviously will significantly increase the price of this car. Suggested price, about $30,000 Australian. That is seriously a compelling option. Yeah. Okay, now before I get into mail time, I first of all need to rewind to a few episodes ago where, well, I had the audio-visual issues, and when I reshot, I forgot to shoot the ending, and that was a winner of the Tesla Taxi, and that is Richard Johnson. Now, Richard is up in Queensland. He's got himself a Tesla Model 3 for the day, valued at $99 with thanks to Tesla Taxi. So thanks, Melon, for offering this up. Now, originally, Richard actually got this because, well, we gave it to a guy who's over in Queensland, whose name I now forget. Apologies to you. But yeah, I'll put your name down below. So thanks very much for offering up this chappie because, well, I guess, yeah, going from WA to Queensland would be a hard ask indeed. Let's get into some questions and comments in mail time. And the first one comes from Seawolf, who said, don't forget that you're not just limited to Tesla superchargers. It's basically all public chargers and Tesla only superchargers as a bonus. That was in reference to my Model 3 first impressions video, to which Jared Thomas said this. And now Chris has ordered. Hang on, I'll be right back. Just do it! Morris David writes, thanks for that, great auto, but how's his tow rating? Big smiley face. Now, to which, obviously the weekend is not ruined, and the Tesla has famously, towed like a 787 Boeing. Yeah, they did that. And in Europe, you can option the Tesla Model 3 with a 910 kilogram, that's like a 2,000 pound tow hitch option. Yes, option. Sorry for saying option so many times. I'm going to stop saying that now. But I imagine in Australia, we too are very much into, towing stuff around and hopefully avoiding those Ford F-150 pickup trucks. Oh my God, those things seem to be getting bigger every day. So look forward to seeing that in Australia soon. You know what I'll do? I'll do some homework. I'm going to ask Tesla what the go is there, because so far I haven't seen it on the configurator. Not that I'm looking, Jared. I'm not looking. Okay, a few more stories to go, but first, did you see this story last week about a father of 8 who invented an electric car battery that could drive a Tesla Model S 4,300 kilometers on one charge? What? Yep, or how about this? A battery pack that only costs 1/6 that of a comparable lithium-ion battery pack. Or what, instead of recharging your battery, you could do a battery pack swap out. Turns out the British engineer Trevor Jackson has, well, evolutionized, I'm going to give it that, the aluminium battery pack, and he's received a multi-million-dollar pound deal to actually increase its manufacturing to larger scale. This story was originally published by UK tabloid Daily Mail, so I ignored it. And then I saw it again on Clean Technica. okay, maybe this thing actually is something I should be looking at. And well, finally this last weekend, Nicki from Transport Evolved did an excellent job of summarizing what the tech is and well, what its implications are, because you know what, there's actually some really good stuff in here as well as some really bad stuff. So instead of me stuffing up the science behind this, I suggest you go check out a video, I'll put the link down below, and yeah, learn about what aluminium batteries are, because it turns out they've been around for a while, and as promising as they are, they don't come without their costs. Next, Tesla Solar Roof 3. All good for Australia, because I don't think there's ever like a first or second version down under. But well, if you go now to Tesla Australia's website, you can plonk down $100 and secure your place in some random queue to maybe get yourself one in the near future. Available in one of three sizes, like from small, medium or large, you can get this system installed on your house, and for those who might not know, they unveiled them about 3 or so years ago. I'm not exactly sure on the year there. And essentially, it's a combination of these glass roof tiles, which, well, now are extremely strong, like the strongest roof tile you can get. In fact, check out this awesome video they released. Isn't that a little bit of hurt there? And for those who ever experienced hail damage, you'll relate to this. Like, my gosh, it just pulverized the concrete and terracotta tiles, didn't it? Yeah, anyway, I digress. So this solar roof system basically is a combination of some glass tiles, or mainly glass tiles, and then these solar tiles, which from most angles, in fact, Elon specifically said, from almost all angles, except for when you're in a helicopter, you can't tell that even there. It's pretty impressive stuff. And so in terms of sizing, I think it was something like 3.7, 10 kilowatts, and some larger size again. So you can really honestly meet all the energy requirements of your home. The announcement that occurred over the weekend was surprising for many different reasons, mainly because, well, for those who are fortunate enough, that's a questionable word I should use there, who have installed it already, there was like a price drop of 40%. And now, a typical house in America, converted, will cost you about $65,000 to install a 10 kilowatt system. Now, I'm no roofer, and it's been a long time since I've built. And so, if you're out there and you actually are a roofer, can you just maybe put a comment down below as to how much it costs in Australia to put some roof tiles on a typical Australian house. I'd be curious to see what the difference is here. Installation, Tesla suggests, is only going to take about 8 hours, which is pretty amazing. Our solar PV system here took a full day, and yeah, a whole roof in 8 hours, pretty impressive. One last bonus story, and this one is about the Victorian battery rebate scheme. And yeah, the one that I actually used to get our Tesla Powerwall 2. Yeah, you heard right. Actually, early in October, we got ours installed, and well, I did a video for our patrons only a few weeks ago. So again, if you want to go join us over there, you get behind the scene content, polls, news, and other information, well, that you don't get here. So remember, just like $2 American. Yeah, I know it's American, but sorry, that's the way Patreon works. That's like a coffee per month. It's a coffee per month. Yeah, so go check it out over there. But I want to get a lot more data from the Powerwall 2 plus electricity bill to do a comparison of what impact it's having on our lives and what it's like to live with it. Video probably out in November sometime. But I digress. The Victorian battery scheme is just a little bit messy and, well, significantly underwhelming. I already noted this earlier this year, and that is that the Victorian government's rolling program of subsidies with Vic Solar is, well, hurting both consumers and businesses. And, well, get this. How many people do you think, and I'll put a little poll up here, let's have a bit of fun with this one. How many people do you think have picked up on the battery scheme in Victoria? Did you put your answer down? It's actually 100, just 100. The initial offering was going to be 200. Yeah, so that's already out there, and there's still another 100 who can pick it up. But very soon they're going to put out another 400, and then by the end of the next financial year, like in 2020 in June, there'll be a total of 1,000 offers, rebates available for Victorians to use. Why is it failing? Well, if you ask me, it's a few different things. First up, they limited the postcodes. All right. Do they really have to do that? I don't think they should be doing that. I don't know why they're doing it. They've got some very strict criteria around the value of your house and the combined income of the people who live in it. So why they've limited it to these different things, I don't understand why. For those who might not know, these batteries can't feed into the Victorian grid. You can only use it to provide power to your home. So it's not like we're talking about an issue with the grid here. No, it's purely just a decision that's been made, and I think it's a wrong decision. Next thing, they're creating this artificial, limit barrier, and well, it's not helping no one. It really ain't. And as we've seen with the solar scheme in Victoria, that also has frustrated a lot of people. And well, that's a segue to my third point, and that is you can't use this scheme if you had the solar panel rebate. Yeah, you can only have one or the other. All right, so that's all fine and dandy if we live in a world where we've got clean green power and we've got no coal, and most homes have solar and I don't know, whatever green energy you can get, but we don't. So why not just offer up maybe a half subsidy? I don't know. It just seems a bit silly to dangle this carrot out there, and people who ask me, they're like, hey Chris, what's the deal with this scheme? It's like, oh yeah, you go da 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 da. And then I ask them, but have you used this Victoria rebate scheme? And they go, yep. And I say, well, I'm sorry, you can't access this. So that's another reason. And then, well, last one, cost. Right now in Australia, home batteries are very expensive, and well, unlike our American colleagues who pay a lot for solar, we over here on the other hand pay a lot for batteries. And well, until that barrier is overcome, I don't see these actually getting to the full rollout. So by 2025, supposedly 10,000 of these batteries are going to be in homes in Victoria. But in this current setup, this scheme is not going to achieve it. Definitely won't. All right, so I'm going to give Lily D'Ambrose a bit of a shout out here. She's our Victorian Minister for Energy and the Environment. So I've left all her contact details down below, her socials, her Victorian branch, her phone number, and her Victorian politician type email address. So if you want to maybe have your voice heard and let her know what you think needs to be done in this space, please do drop her a line. I've got one more story for you, and that is, with thanks to Tesla Taycan, wait, no, it's not his name. Let me find his name. No, Taycan Tesla, apologies. He suggested that I actually start maybe promoting other fellow Australian YouTubers who are promoting things around EVs and, well, sustainability. And, well, I think it's a great idea. So today, I'm going to give a shout out to Rob and Sally, aka SydEV. And these guys have got like more than 30 videos, and they've only been on YouTube about 1 year. And it's a growing channel, so if you want to check out, he's got a lot of experience with EVs, and he's currently got a Tesla Model 3. Do go check it out over there. I'll put the full link for this and, well, all the other stories from today down below. If you want to go check them out, please do. Okay. Now is truly the end of this episode, so thanks so much for watching to the end, and thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe, it's free. Hey, why not? Join me on Patreon, but otherwise, be good, be green.